I'm going to introduce Hadar Ziv. Hadar is one of the instructors in the School of Information and Computer Sciences, and he has played a big role in some of the courses in which students work in project teams. And so what you're about to hear are from 13 teams. 11 of them, I think it's the first 11, are from projects that were done during the year. Some of them had corporate sponsors, some are student-driven, a variety of projects that were deemed to be the best and most reflective of the best work in engineering and the School of Information and Computer Sciences. The last two teams you hear will be the two that you just saw get their check. So they have been given a very tight timeline. Hadar will tell us about what's going to happen from here. Hadar, thank you for all your work.
Thank you, Hal. I serve as a bridge and quick introduction to the student presentations. So as Dean Stern said, we have 13 teams presenting all together, the two winners from the competition. So I wanted to say a few words about how the other 11 teams made it to this point. According to the schedule, I have about -4 minutes to do that. And you may think that's not possible, but if UCI scientists can unboil an egg, then maybe we can do that as well. And as Vince said, it's a non-obvious solution to a hard problem. So the remaining 11 teams have been preparing and training to give a 2-minute presentations. We're gonna be watching very closely that they stick to the time frame. But those 2 minutes are the culmination and summary of what was either 1 quarter or multiple quarters worth of work for teams of 4 or 5, sometimes 6 students, in courses that are typically called senior design, capstone, practicum, different types of courses in the 2 different schools. The way those courses are designed are to mimic the real world as much as possible and to solve real problems for real needs of real users. To that end, we typically have corporate sponsors of projects, and you will hear from some of the teams who their sponsors were and what real-world problems they were trying to solve. But that is not the only way. Sometimes the problems or the needs or the requirements come from nonprofit organizations, come from the research community, or from within the UCI system, from other UC schools, and sometimes they are entirely created by the students themselves. So we'll see lots of aspects of ingenuity. And without further ado, I'll invite up the first team, CD Fluidics.
Hello? Okay. All right, hello everyone. My name is Lydia, and the project I've been working on is developing a CD microfluidic device to capture and isolate cancer stem cells from non-tumorigenic cells. I've been working alongside my team at Gamma, and we're advised by our mentors, Dr. Kulinski and Dr. Tang. So cancer stem cells are like regular cancer cells in that they have the ability to self-renew, differentiate, and grow rapidly. However, cancer stem cells have the ability to form tumors. And that's one of the reasons why cancer persists in an individual's body. And it's also one of the reasons for relapse and metastasis. Another factor that differentiates cancer stem cells from non-tumorigenic cells is their difference in cell membrane capacitance. So cancer stem cells have a higher cell membrane capacitance, and we're going to use that property to our advantage in this project. So our device uses a phenomenon called dielectrophoresis, or DEP, in which a non-uniform electric field is created, and that directs the movement of electrically polarized particles and promotes the separation of the different cell types. So right now, we're just testing with polystyrene beads, and it kind of imitates the behavior we're expecting with the cancer stem cells. And we're testing it through interdigital electrode arrays, and we're testing with rectangular shape and trapezoidal shape. After we find the optimum DEP parameters of frequency and voltage, we plan on attaching it to a CD, and that promotes a centrifugal force and separates the cells based on their densities. So what's significant about this project? Basically, it's used as a research tool for researchers studying cancer or pharmaceutical companies to understand cancer stem cells and develop treatments around it to ultimately target cancer at its core. So here's kind of the work we've done, some of our results. We observed that at low frequencies and high voltages, hydrolysis occurs, and that forms bubbles and obstructs our view and also destroys our device. So after tweaking around with some of the parameters, we found some frequency and voltage ranges where we were able to see a separation of the polystyrene beads. So that is, thank you for listening. And if you would like some more information about my project, please visit my booth. Thank you.
Introduction to programming classes, those are scary. Walking in on the first day and seeing the syntax and having to rearrange it to make something work, that's terrifying. The homework helps, but there's a long delay from when a student submits their homework to when they get to see the results. Hi, I'm Corey Mortimer, and I'm part of the Primitives. We've created Shakedown, a service that evaluates code correctness quickly and provides a well-rounded learning environment for programming classes. Shakedown is fast and runs on a distributed system. As soon as a student submits their code, they get to see the results right here. And they get to see if they did well or maybe they need to improve a little bit. It runs on a plugin architecture, meaning that if a professor wants to teach in Java, Python, or Haskell, they can write a simple plugin that works with Shakedown. It has a friendly interface. Shakedown looks just like a classroom. Instructors have classes, classes have assignments, and students submit to those assignments. Shakedown benefits everyone. Teaching assistants get time to stop grading homework and focus more on the students learning what the homework means. Instructors don't have to worry about a grade book. Instructors can focus more on interesting topics and on areas that students aren't so knowledgeable about. And students benefit with this well-rounded learning environment. Shakedown is a web application, so it works on tablets, smartphones, desktops, laptops, anything connected to the internet. So if you'd like to learn more information about Shakedown, please come visit our booth. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Charles Lamb, and I'm here to tell you about Project Synapse. So the idea is to use an electroencephalogram, or EEG, which monitors brainwave activity. But traditional EEGs are they're not very portable, and they're primarily used for medical research, as well as they can cost a few $1,000s. So what about the average consumer who just wants to know about the brainwave activity? That's where we came up with Project Synapse. It's a low-cost, low-power, user-friendly, portable EEG solution. And we designed it specifically for sleep study, because as college engineering students, we wanted to know how well we sleep. And the user interfaces with it with an Android application. Here is the picture of our current prototype, how it works. So we have 4 dry electrodes. We chose dry because we didn't want to mess around with the gel of wet electrodes. And inside the box is an analog front end. It's the Texas Instruments ADS-1299. And this relays data to the Texas Instruments CC2540, which is a Bluetooth smart microcontroller. And this is a snapshot of our app. As you can see, you can select the channel you wish to monitor, and it will record or store data. So this is an example of data being processed afterwards in MATLAB. And fully connected with a 4-volt supply, our device only consumes around 104 milliwatts. And then this is our next revision where we custom designed the PCB to fully integrate the ADS-1299 and the CC2540. In conclusion, I would like to thank our professor, Professor Paichu, who without his knowledge and expertise, this project would not be available. And thank you for having me. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by at our booth. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alfonso Aranzazu, and I'm representing Smart Irrigation. So it's estimated that by the year 2020, 33 billion objects are going to be connected as part of the Internet of Things, or IoT for short. With an increase in popularity, IoT has attracted many companies worldwide. Our team was sponsored by Toshiba to create an Internet of Things application. Our IoT prototype, Smart Irrigation, incorporates an automatic home irrigation system. Through our Android application, users can view their plant's data log and receive notifications on their phone when their plant has been watered. Now let me go ahead and give you detailed flow of the system. So Jane Smith installs the application on her phone. She then registers an account and creates a new plant to collect data for. The system has a moisture sensor attached to the plant's soil, which collects data and uploads it to the cloud. Her phone then downloads the data from the cloud and displays it through a plant log. She then sets a dryness threshold for the plant. Whenever the plant reaches that threshold, the system waters her plant, and she receives a push notification. Using smart irrigation, she can manage her plant more efficiently and has more information on her plant's habits. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Caesar, and I'm here from Team Neural Enhanced Universal Ride at Low Cost. There are approximately 280,000 patients in the US with either spinal cord injury or ALS, with a 4.5% increase every year. Unfortunately for them, current solutions are expensive, and they're inaccessible for them. To tackle this problem, Team Neural decided to build a low-cost brain control wheelchair that uses EEG and EMG signals, which are your brain signals and your facial gestures. We use a motive to get all these signals. For the wheelchair, we partnered with Free Wheelchair Mission to motorize one of the free wheelchairs with low-cost materials and in a smart approach that doesn't require heavy equipment. Now I'm gonna tell you the science behind it. Basically, our brain is active all the time. Like there's signals all over the place, especially even when we sleep. As you can see, signals have different patterns. So even what we're looking for the patterns that represent the commands that we need through pattern recognition in left, right, backward, and forward. We use, as you can see in the picture, we get the brain activity from the headset. It sends wirelessly through the computer, which is connected to the Arduino through serial, that tells the controllers to move, which motor to move, and they're powered by a battery. Thank you for listening. If you like more information, just stop by our booth. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Scott. I'm here today with Alex, Noel, Kenny, and HQ, and we are the Infinite Peripherals hybrid mobile point of sale team. We're excited to be able to share with you what we've been working on and where we see brick and mortar point of sale solutions headed in the next few years. Infinite Peripherals, a local Irvine-based point of sale solutions company, tasked our team with developing a proof of concept for a system that takes advantage of the ubiquity of mobile consumer devices to enhance the shopping experience and to reduce checkout times. The system was built in two parts. The first, an app for consumer devices, typically smartphones, and then the second, a kiosk app designed to run on an iPad. Shoppers simply scan UPC codes with their phone as they pick items up off the shelf, placing them into both their physical shopping cart and their digital shopping cart. The app tracks their purchase and allows them access to product information such as pricing, features, and reviews. At the end of the shopping experience, all the user needs to do is scan a special QR code that appears on their smartphone with the kiosk device, then pay and leave, eliminating the need to remove items from their shopping cart, scan them at a counter, and place them back into the cart again. Transforms what's typically a 3 to 5 minute shopping excursion into an experience that takes roughly 30 seconds. Here we've included some early high-fidelity prototypes of our consumer mobile device app. This sequence covers the typical shopper use case, from scanning UPC codes to viewing your cart to then displaying the kiosk transfer QR code. Our team feels that this represents a sensible evolution of the brick and mortar shopping model, away from large checkout stands and lines, and towards a consumer empowering, efficient future. Please stop by our demo booth to give our system a try in a simulated shopping experience. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abdullah Tarif, and I am part of Team Lysis, developing a microfluidic cell lysis device in partnership with Omnica Corporation. The goal behind our project is to help increase diagnosis of diseases such as bacteria, viruses, and spores in developing countries. The way we're doing this is developing a small and portable, user-friendly, and efficient device that helps us accomplish that. And the way we're going to do that, the method we're going to use is to apply a heat or electrical field to help break the cell membrane and extract the DNA. A quick overview of our device. It consists of a disposable component and a reusable component. So first we obtain a cheek swab from any patient and insert it into our disposable device. We then place it into our reusable device, which houses our custom circuit board, our display, batteries, and buttons. And then after that, we go ahead and turn on the device to help apply power and start the heaters or electric field. From there, we insert the PBS, which helps wash the cells off the swab into the microfluidic channel. From there, the lysing process begins, which helps break down the cell membrane to extract the DNA, which takes about 2 to 3 minutes. And after that, we extract the DNA, as shown from here, using a pipette in order to insert it into the PCR machine. After that, we dispose of our disposable component and conduct DNA analysis using the PCR machine. Thank you, and hope we can see you at the booth.
All right, hi everybody, my name is Eric, and I have the honor of presenting my informatics senior design project today on behalf of our team. Shout out to the informatics department, by the way, we're awesome. Epilogue. Epilogue is a web application that explores growing social issues surrounding death and digital identity. So questions such as who owns a person's post-mortem digital identity? Basically, what happens to someone's online data, their accounts, their identity once they pass away? Now, these are difficult questions, but the answer will shape a new social paradigm around death and the grieving process, especially as the internet becomes more and more entwined with our lives. Now, our team, we built Epilogue, the web application, which is used by researchers at UCI and Facebook, a company who's arguably the most impacted by these increasing issues, to explore these questions. And the impact is already real with Facebook's new legacy contacts feature, which was a direct result of the research supported by Epilogue. So, what is Epilogue? It's a web application that we built, and it pulls and saves social media information and allows users to create and collaborate on a digital memorial for a friend or a loved one who has passed away. Now, researchers use our web application and introduce it to groups of people and do user studies on how people use it, how they feel about certain features, and why they feel either positively or negatively towards those features. And we built Epilogue using a robust modern web framework, as well as the agile software development methodology. And this allows us to quickly add, change, and remove features in response to user and research feedback. And this allows for a lot of flexibility on the research side to either explore one issue deeper or switch gears and study another completely different aspect of postmortem digital identity. Now, this was a brief overview of Epilogue and the research behind it, and I encourage you to check out our booth outside and experience the project in person. And lastly, on behalf of my team, thank you for having us here today.
Hello everyone, my name is Horacio Stavridis, and I am presenting on behalf of my team. Over the past 10 months, we have developed what we call the Pulmonary Assist Device, which is a kit to treat thoracic trauma out on the battlefield. 24% of all American combat deaths in the 20th century were actually caused by thoracic trauma. There was 2 main mechanisms of death. The first mechanism is bleeding out from the chest wall. The second mechanism of death is called a tension pneumothorax, which is commonly known as a collapsed lung. Now, these injuries do not have a very robust standard of care at the moment for a medic that's out in the field. Currently, the standard of care for tension pneumothorax is something called a decompression needle, which, when applied incorrectly, can actually create more trauma. And to actually slow down or stop exsanguination, a medic has gauze and a finger. They've had gauze and a finger since the Civil War. So our team has decided to try and develop a product that will be able to enhance the abilities of combat medics so they can deal with these very complicated and delicate wounds and move on to the next patient. So our product works in this way. First, we have a locking ring bandage that we apply over the wound site. We install a guide wire, and then we apply what we call the gasket. The gasket carries a balloon catheter. The balloon catheter is spring-loaded. It launches into the wound itself. The balloon expands, helping to occlude the wound and slow down the bleeding, and the catheter allows for the evacuation of air through a pump that we've also included in our kit. I don't show everything here because the university is actually interested in patenting this product, and we are working towards commercialization. And if you guys have any questions, we would love to answer them, and please come by our booth. Thank you very much.
And now for something completely different. How do you follow that? How many of you here have played games on your phone or mobile device or anything like that? Is anyone playing one right now? Honesty, that's good. So in case you've ever wondered how much time you've spent on your phone playing games or your mobile device, that's where I come in handy. I'm Marissa Gonzalez, and I am here to represent M2 Catalyst's M2 Game Time. So what is Game Time? Game Time is an Android analytics application which tracks the game data from your phone. This was built off of the M2 App Insight Foundation SDK, which is an SDK for the Android devices, which gathers, aggregates, and anonymizes data from your phone. Now, with that data, it's put into a larger pool of information for all M2 Catalyst users, and we use that information so that we can read trends in that data. And with that, we built Game Time. And Game Time will take this information so that you can see from the M2 Catalyst community what the trending games are from said community. You can also use that information to open up Google Play and be like, maybe if a lot of people are playing this game, I want to too. So our app will open that so that you can download it directly from the application. Here are some images of what Game Time looks like. We have the M2 community over here, so you can see the total amount of time is being spent on games overall. That's a lot of games, all right? It's a lot of time. You can also see from My Games what is on your phone and how much time is being attributed to each individual game and overall. You can tailor this experience. So it doesn't need to just be everything. You can leave out a couple games if you really don't want to see them. I would. So you can do that through our option to tailor your experience. M2 Game Time was launched this year. It is on Google Play as of right now, and we are gathering analytics from our users so that we can decide how we want to go forward with marketing. Thank you very much, and if you guys want to come by and talk about a little bit more, explore some games, I have a booth out front. Thank you.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. My name is James Slong, and I'm the team leader of the senior design group, Night HUD, Automotive Night Vision. So the goal of our project is to enhance driver safety by addressing two issues that affect it. First is the issue of dangerous driving conditions caused by low-light environments. Second is the issue of distracted driving caused by the use of a GPS. So for many of us in low-light environments, we're very tempted to use our high beams, but as you can see in this footage, using high beams can be very detrimental to either you or those that are around you. So many modern cars have this built-in night vision technology to help you with this situation. However, it requires the user to take their eyes off the road and look at the monitor on their center console to make use of this functionality. Furthermore, many modern cars have the built-in GPS functionality as well. However, again, it requires the user to take their eyes off the road and look at the monitor on their center console to make use of the map. So our project aims to fix these two issues by first outfitting a car with infrared night vision technology. We then stream that footage directly to the windshield in front of the driver. That way they can be more aware of their environment without having to take their eyes off the road. Furthermore, we implemented a Bluetooth streaming capability where users can pick their favorite map service, say Google Maps, and then stream that directly to this windshield or heads-up display, as we like to call it. This way, drivers can make use of the map without, again, having to take their eyes off the road. We're hoping that the automotive industry really takes this into account so that we can all truly have a safer driving experience. If you would like to see this demo, please do drop by our booth. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Naren Satia. The demographic that I'm part of college students aged 18 to 25, they take about 500 million pictures a day and share on social media. However, sending multiple pictures to multiple people based on preferences has always been a hassle. So that's why Roku decided to create a simpler and smarter photo sharing app. The current approach right now is that you take a picture, you choose friends manually for each one of the pictures that you take, and you send them. You do this over and over again for each of the pictures that you take across all social media platforms. We think that this is redundant, excessive, and you tend to lose a lot of information for the user photo sharing behavior. We propose a unique approach. You go ahead and turn on a set of conditions and activations. You go ahead and take as many pictures as you like and just focus on that. And based on your preset conditions, Roku knows which photos to send to which one of your friends. So for example, if one of my friends is visiting a major theme park and she wants to send all the photos that she takes to her top 5 friends and her family, all she has to do is turn the location activation on to that destination and the timer activation to the next few hours, and every photo that's taken at that place at that time frame will be automatically sent to the intended recipients. And we also employ a unique GPS-based face recognition feature to find out who's in the picture itself and send the photo to them automatically. So if you want to demo this, please take a look at our booth outside. Also, a special thank you to the Butterworths. We really appreciate this wonderful opportunity. Appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Eric Wild, and I'll be representing Mutech Scientific and presenting HIV DKZ, an HIV diagnostic for low-resource environments. Now, the World Health Organization estimates that there are 35 million people globally that have HIV, but only 16 million people are being treated with antiretroviral therapies. That means there's 19 million people out there untreated, undiagnosed, and unaware that they have HIV. Now, our product launch is going to focus on HIV, but it's also cross-applicable to other types of diseases that can be diagnosed with immunochemistry. So I want to give some detail on the in vitro diagnostic market. It's actually a very active market. Within 5 years, it's estimated to grow 140%. So what do we have to do? What are the criteria? We want to make this as cheap, portable, and automatic as possible to promote the accessibility to diagnostics. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do microfluidics, also known as lab on a chip, which is basically doing clinical procedures within a chip the size of like a credit card. And we're going to interpret the results with something on with a cell phone app. So there's 3 different sections of our device. There's the ELISA that's happening within the microfluidic. So that's enzyme-linked immunoassay. Basically, it relies on the human's immune system to detect for HIV. And in the presence of HIV, there will be chemiluminescence that can be picked up by the cell phone. So we created a cell phone app that does image processing on the microfluidic. And with that, we'll determine thresholds, and we will find the RGB value for our microfluidic chip and determine if the person has HIV or not. And we'll be implementing both of these within a cell phone case. So it'll be portable. So the end scale is, imagine a global aid worker going out into the field. He's able to bring his cell phone and a duffel bag of hundreds to thousands of these chips. Now, in closing, I would like to thank the Beals for making this opportunity possible. And please check us out. We're outside, and check our demonstration. Thank you.
They did it. 2 minutes each. Again, I want to, please, one more round of applause to the students. This event and these 2 competitions are the work, like I said, of a number of key people. One of the groups of people that I wanted to leave to the end to thank are those individuals, those entrepreneurs, industry titans, and individuals who were the actual judges for this competition. It's an illustrious group. Will all of you who are judges for either the Butterworth or the Beal please stand? This concludes the formal part of the program, but it's not over yet. There is plenty of food and drinks, and all of our students will be out there in booths. I think you all can agree with me in seeing the tremendous progress these students are making and the tremendous amount of information emanating from the School of Information and Computer Sciences and the School of Engineering. I want to thank you for all of your participation tonight, and thank you for engaging with us. Zot, zot, zot.